right, so there's some more drama with Fresh and Fit.
Speaking of baboons.
So at first, I don't know if we want to talk about this, but then this is becoming a little bit of a trend going around.
Oh, Fresh got a new chain.
He wears quite a few chains, I think.
I just haven't watched something like that. So.
Well, anyway, some more Fresh and Fit drama. Like, Abba talked about it, Playback talked about it, and even Schultz talked about it. And I was like, man, I guess something funny to talk about because it is pretty funny. So as we all know with the Fresh and Fit, they like to Frank Castle. If girls disrespect, as they say, the platform, not Myron, just the platform, Myron will Frank Castle them, meaning kick off. And they happen in this situation, kick off Asian Doll. And Asian Doll, if you could run it through it, John.
Asian Doll is a female entertainer. She's a rapper. I'm sure she'd label herself just an entertainer. She dated King Von. She's, self-reliant female. Kind of chances are she wasn't even supposed to be there, to be honest with you. Looked like she pulled up with her friend just as like a favor type thing. So,
all right, play.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you, this is like, this is like the 5th time I've told you that, right?
Yes.
6th time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's
haven't been here,
cool.
so you
It's
haven't
just
seen
cool.
it.
About none of that
Cool.
shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show. Come on.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead.
It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man
You a
in
mean
club
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right, then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay, then. So how you going to come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, oh, you're mean?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show, too.
I don't give a
Man,
Get off the show,
chill, man.
What?
Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't do me like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
Chill, chill.
no,
She ain't
no,
gotta
You're not
go.
going to come on the
And
platform.
then the varsity jacket in the middle.
Yeah, the varsity jack in the middle, that's Asian Doll. The one talking right now, the one having that
I
back
know.
and forth with Myron, that's Asian Doll. All right, go ahead and play.
Chill,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill.
could go.
Chill, bro.
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this
We don't give
mean.
a
Who's the
fuck.
guy saying chill?
He's in
Chill
the
out.
back. He's another guy on
probably-
the couch.
He's probably the guy who
Got her
set
over?
up. Yeah. So,
Bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm
We're good.
very calm, but it's like, bro, you got to show a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
of respect
bro,
on the
it
platform.
It's
is
cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about some other
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What
Boom.
the fuck you want me to say?
boom.
That's not the truth,
Mean.
though.
You mad about I said mean?
Mm,
You grown as hell.
mm.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show,
Fuck.
there's a little back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before. Like,
Yo,
chill.
Myron's pissed. He looked
So
at
that's
him fresh.
why-
Okay,
Okay,
but I said he mean. Why he wanna stop the shit?
Well,
Do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
we are
I
holding
don't
the
know.
show.
It's
I
good,
don't
though,
know.
bro.
Why
Hey,
would
yo.
that piss you off?
Chill, bro. It's all right. We all right. We good.
He
No,
want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I wanna
right.
leave.
Let's keep in the
No,
bay.
don't
You got
leave,
it.
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please.
on his
All right,
one
that's
at a time,
basically
'cause-
that
But
situation.
they still labeled it as they kicked her out. He asked her. He said she could leave.
No, I think they cast it as self-Frank Castle. Like, she's self-Frank Castle. Like,
Oh,
she's
okay,
self-kicked
because
her.
she
out.
just
They
got
don't-
herself.
yeah, they
she
don't
just
claim
got
that
up
they
and
kicked
left.
her out. I'm
She
pretty
even
sure they-
thanked- She said, "Thank you guys." And,
Yeah, she left.
And she left. Okay. Opinions. First off, we can all agree it's rude side conversation on the podcast. It's
I agree
rude,
with that,
obviously.
definitely. And I
know.
actually watched this podcast. Like, dude, they were mad annoying. Like,
Yeah.
I actually understand Myron's frustration with those girls. Like, they
Okay.
just could not shut
Boom.
up
Okay. Now, does anybody else have any other opinions on anything?
about the talking side
Go
conversation.
for it. No, I mean,
No, I mean, like I said, my opinion is I understand not with Asian Doll, but with that girl specifically, I understand Myron's frustration because those two girls right there in the pink too, like those two, they just could not shut up and stay focused to like being on the platform. Like, they were probably too drunk, to be honest with you. Again, that probably stopped serving alcohol to these girls or cut them off at a certain point because when girls start getting drunk, they just start having fun. And I also do think Asian Doll didn't have to mumble under her voice like "you're mean." That was unnecessary. But the problem is Myron's reaction was more unnecessary. That's why it's kind of.
play a P.
What's up, Philip? That's why this is kind of making. That's why this went as viral as it did amongst, I guess, the YouTube community and everyone else, because literally Myron's reaction was unnecessary. Like, if you
Wait,
just
which
didn't
one's
say,
Asian doll?
the one in the middle, the one that was talking all the time, point at her ear, like
okay.
circle her head or
King
something.
Arthur of the table.
King Arthur of the table. Yeah, so that's my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think she played it perfectly.
Oh, I think so too.
But
Well,
I
how
think
it played
I
out, she
think-
played it perfectly.
I think she played it perfectly on accident because she doesn't know Myron.
Mm.
She doesn't. She's probably not even familiar with the show like that. to be
Agree.
honest with
Yeah,
you.
same.
You know what I'm saying? So she didn't know that would trigger him, but she hit her head on something, and
And
she
she
found her one point and held to her one point, which she was right about. She said, "I said you're mean and you have a problem with it." Is she not allowed to have an opinion about him?
Mm-hmm.
She's allowed to think he's mean, regardless of she came 2 hours late, she came wrong. If she was wrong about the
issue is
opinion,
Myron didn't want her to think he's mean.
Boom.
Who cares? Who
Boom.
cares?
Who cares, my boy? Don't nobody care.
He just wanted her to understand that I've had an issue with her talking the entire time, and I'm not being mean.
I'm right.
I'm justified.
I'm right, so I'm not mean. But also, she really could have flamed him up for that little scratch, DJ scratch. Hold on. Lame. No, never mind. Sorry, go for it.
Well, Doc didn't get a chance. Do you have an opinion, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, I think she just called him out for it. Even the fact that she's like, "Why is his little peck got you so mad?" Like, there's just no reason to stop the show to be like, my coffee's fucking cold. My coffee's fucking cold. You're stopping the show for this shit? Like, come on, dude. Like, someone just said like, "Hey, man, you're being mean." I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But you're being rude. Keep going. Like,
And he kept it
nah,
pushing.
dude, he's just a little bitch.
See, I was trying to stop. I wasn't gonna do none of that.
Damn, Doc.
I wasn't gonna do none of that.
My guy.
I'm just saying, dude. He should just kept going. Like,
He should have just
Kept it pushing.
my
Yeah,
boy.
like it was. Like, who cares?
If
Let her
that's
think.
the case, then you need to hire somebody else to be a moderator, and you guys just focus on the conversation.
So my thing is, honestly, I think there's a bit of a love-hate relationship. Like, what's the little term when it comes to the issue with the family, the issues at home? What's the funny phrase I was trying to think of? Help me out, John. You're the comedian here.
Comedian. Well, I ain't none of that. But
Either way,
love-hate relationship between like a bittersweet.
no,
Like
my phrase was something in paradise, trouble in paradise.
but on the show
On the show,
between
because
Fresh and Fit.
between Fresh and Fit, my opinion. This is what I'm
Oh, for
trying to put, basically, because I watch them from time to time, trying to keep up,
I do
because
not.
try to keep up. And so obviously here, Myron, you heard him. He said Walter. He didn't say Yo Fresh. He looked at him and said Walter.
Is that are you?
did he say that?
Yeah,
Did he say
rewind.
that?
I 100%
I
heard
thought
that.
he
Rewind
said
it back.
Welp
No, he said
because she
Walter.
repeated him.
Yeah, so it's go on. Start it right there.
I don't have to.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this
don't
mean.
give
We
a
can
fuck.
all be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
No, go
He's
far back
hot.
more.
I'm
See,
calm.
Fresh is trying to take
No,
over.
I'm
'cause
very.
that-
All right then. So you don't know what was happening,
Yeah,
right?
keep right here.
Fuck.
Okay then. So how you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well,
This
you can get the
fucking
fuck off the show,
freedom of
too.
speech. I don't give
Get
Man,
off the show,
chill,
too.
man.
What?
Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't come here like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
Chill,
Just go.
chill.
Baby,
She ain't
don't
gotta
do
You're
go.
not gonna come on the platform
Bro,
disrespectful.
Nah, chill, bro.
okay.
She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill,
could go.
Chill, bro.
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this
don't
mean.
give
We
a
can all
fuck.
be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Who's saying
Okay,
that?
just
It's
start
the
from the
girl.
beginning.
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's
I'm
hot. I'm
gotta
calm.
find the spot.
No,
I'm
I'm
100%
very
sure.
calm, but it's like, bro, you gotta show a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
of respect
bro,
on the
if
platform.
It's
it is
cool,
respect, you
bro.
talking about some other
Chill.
shit. I say
Right.
you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's
You
not the truth,
mean,
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
There you go,
Okay.
Walt.
Oh, he
Okay.
said Walt.
He said Walt,
Okay, boom.
not Walter. Walt.
Explanation. He's more in charge of getting the guest. The guy,
Fresh.
yes,
I think it's actually whatever his name in the back is.
but he works his club scene,
Networking
type-
scene. Yeah. I agree. He does help
He-
or facilitate.
Chances
Yeah.
are he and the guy who's saying nah, she's good. First off, you notice Fitz' tone changed when the guy said nah, she's good. He said no, she can go. He didn't say no, she can get the fuck out. Took the cuss word straight out as soon as he talked to the man. I think he's saying this is yours. He's not saying explain. He's not calling him out his name. He's frustrated that these are his guests in some form of way. That's what's frustrating.
Boom. Going to my point. So then I don't know if it was the next episode or a couple episodes after, they did a segment where it was City Boys versus City Girls, and Myron let Fresh basically be the Myron host this time. So much so that in the middle of the podcast, because it was not well moderate at all. It was going all over the place. So many interruptions, so many people talking at once, where it got to the point where they even were like, Myron, man, you be the moderator, step up. And he looked straight at Fresh and went, this is Fresh's show. I think there's been a little bit of, at the very least, a conversation how Myron probably needs to calm down, relax, chill pill, handle the situation better.
And Fresh needs to stop looking lame.
And so Myron was like, bro, you moderate then. You step up and, like, do this. This is your idea, the whole city boy, city girl. Then you have to moderate this. And, you know, trying to tell him to chill out, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
That's why my arguments, in my opinion, there might be some.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. It is in his personality to, and I don't know him personally like that, obviously, to say that, but it's in my opinion it's in his personality to any time blame is attributed to anything that he serves a function of, he immediately establishes that his role or his part of the function is not the part that needs to be blamed. So he'll retreat. So I could see that him being in a situation where the only other person to take blame would be Fresh. So just by
He's probably tired of taking the blame, too.
you know what I'm saying?
Because to go to what Ethan said, like, they're taking this for the clicks. It's 100% for the clicks. Because if you look at their videos, like, most of their reviews are the Frank Castle clips and episodes. Like, that's what guys mainly watch this podcast, is for Myron shitting on the girls. And that's why I watch from time to time, is because, honestly, I'm not going to lie, it is funny. Not for him shitting on the girls, because he's annoying. The way he handles some of the points of conversation are interesting, especially when he gets girls who are actually able to engage in the discussion in particular topics. It just devolves when they get incredibly confrontational girls, and then they don't stick to reasonable topics to the conversation. If I get
But a lot of the format's even weird though, man. It's like you're trying to moderate what, like 8 or 9 people. Well, first of all, it's like usually 2 guys going at 8 girls that are drunk, and he's trying to moderate them at like 2 a.m.
Myron ain't sipping on water.
Like,
So,
I don't know, man. And you're trying to have a meaningful discussion to
Yeah.
discuss
Yeah.
gender roles and the modern man and the modern woman and what the future holds with
if this is
fucking
really what you
the
want,
situation in this fucking
yeah.
setting. And it's like, come on, man.
It's
like,
disingenuous from the get-go. I completely agree with you.
yeah.
So can we
It's arguably predatorial.
can we play that second part?
So now I want to get to the second part. So Gene got a contact going. So basically, this kind of stemmed a question because some people have noticed that there's been some kind of trend, the conspiracy theory that they got a trend going where they don't like black girls. And here's a clip here that we got from Auburn Preach pointed this. Well, people pointed out and Auburn Preach put a clip together, and we got the first clip, which is basically talking about, I think, a black dating app. Go for it.
A black dating app called Black.
Turn up a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like
Nah,
that.
man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
You know, sometimes if they're, you know, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And people
All right,
lost their
pause.
mind. And then
So they said that about why they don't date black girls, and then obviously that sparked a lot of hate. So then Myron had to address it on another podcast, and I think, yeah, right there is when they address it. So this is what they
When
had
it
to backtrack on, so go for it.
comes to dating and your personal preferences,
It's
no
an
one
issue.
bats an eye. When women say I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, 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 those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date black girls like that. Oh, God!
You hate black women.
How dare you?
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not what
It's
he said.
ridiculous.
My mom's black. Your mom's black.
Oh,
My sister's black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
I got a black
All
friend.
right, go ahead and pause it, and that's pretty much it. So
This podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds, a local Atlanta, Georgia area small business. The blinds help you get a new look for your living room, your bedroom, your dining room, and they even have customizable blinds for your kids. You can put their favorite superhero or princesses on there. If you use our promo code FDT, our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You're welcome. You can find them on their Facebook page at Angel Blinds or hit them up on Instagram at angels_blinds. Get at them. Bing bong.
I think if your preference isn't black girls, sure. But the issue is, and you guys did say this, it's not necessarily, you associate ratchet, all the things they say. I don't even want to repeat, honestly. I don't want to get into it. But basically, not good things to exclusively black women. Bro, that's the problem. And I think before I go on more, I think the issue with Myron is he has bought too much into this image when it comes to fresh and fit. Like I honestly like trying to be a little bit more optimistic. Let me get my inner Doc going. I think Myron actually enjoys these type of conversations. The problem is he's not with the right people to have these conversations. So he probably finds entertainment out of this by dunking on these girls. Like I think if Myron was able to be in a situation to better articulate how he feels and thinks, I would hope he wouldn't put his foot in his mouth all the time with stuff like this. Like if your preference is just black girls, fine. If your preference is non-ratchet girls, that's fine. But the problem is you associated black girls and ratchet as unison. Like that is what black girls are, ratchet. Bro, I've interacted with ratchet Mexicans. I've interacted with ratchet Asians, and I've interacted with my least favorite ratchet white girls. Like I just that I don't know. That was. I've actually met some black girls, defend some black girls here, me to defend black girls. Some really nice black girls. Like your cousin was dating this one girl. After that interaction, I was like, man, I kind of might have to look for Nigerian girls. John tells me no. But I get out the car and immediately this girl, hand out, walking up to me. Oh, this is Eugene? Hand out wanted to meet me because I was John's friend who was cousins to. I don't know if I'll say his name or not. I don't shout him out like that.
I'm dating a nice black girl. So I mean, it's not even. I just think it was a poor attempt at humor. Honestly speaking, I think these guys,
Okay, that's honestly a better way to put it than I did.
Honestly, if I'm being honest and not trying to judge, I think it was just a poor attempt at humor, and it didn't. They were more focusing on the joke rather than the depth of how genuine it was or how genuine it might come out, how deep it might sound coming out. Like, oh, if y'all want Shaniquas, because obviously they're speaking to a specific type. But for them to, I will say, for them to specify black girls who are associated with being, first off, I have to say the name thing. Shaniqua, associating the name Shaniqua with ghetto, first off, is not good. Okay? Because I'm not going to get deep on anything, and I'm not big on talking about that type of stuff. But if you are if you are starting something new, when you create that thing, what makes it different than the same type of thing that was created before? Like, for example, when the name Bill first came to creation, William and all these names, when they put the letters together and all that stuff, what made it different? Why is it now that somebody creating a name for themselves is, yeah, I get it may not be pleasing to your ear, and that's to somebody specific's ear, but to just associate those type of names with being ghetto, for me, is an actual problem. Because
my question is some of the other girls that aren't black you've had on the podcast. For example, this one OnlyFans girl they had on, and she ended up like dipping her cup and like leaving. I don't think she was white, maybe she was, but like she wasn't black. Was she ratchet? Would you date her? That's what I think my biggest issue with this when it comes to Myron, not more so Myron, because with Fresh, I don't expect anything from Fresh. I just like Fresh is such a disappointment. Fresh is such a disappointment. But with Myron, he's just not consistent. Like I'm pretty sure there's been girls on there who are what you don't like, specific, not black girls, but ratchet. I think Myron there's not black girls, it's ratchet. And I think there's been some beautiful ratchet girls that weren't black that he's probably messed with. What'd I say?
Rat girls.
Rat girls, yeah. Hashtag rat girls. But I'm pretty sure he hasn't. If he hasn't, he's at least been tempted. So why are you willing to overlook that trait in that specific girl, but not in the black girl? Is it generally because you don't like black girls, or is it just?
And it's lazy.
I don't know.
It's lazy conversation because all you're doing is saying the same type of shit that a lot of people are just waiting to hear to reaffirm whatever bullshit they believe about generalizing any type of people just because. If you want to generalize people, do it by the area, honestly speaking. If you want to generalize people, don't. People in Minnesota are different from people everywhere. People from other places are different from everywhere. Why would your generalization start with the skin? Is wild to me. And then, like I said, that name thing is wild. Just because of the name, even if the name doesn't sound good to you, why? There's people trying to create something for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my culture, all our names have meanings. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we have prefixes, we have all of that stuff. But that's because we have so much history. These people don't have that much history like that.
So let me ask a question. So, it is perceived that a majority of black women have a masculine energy compared to a feminine energy. Would you agree with that? Would that be accurate? Because I think that's Myron's problem.
I would say the stereotype is that they're more aggressive.
More aggressive. Okay, fair. So.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's particularly masculine.
That's why I said aggressive.
No, fair. That's why I was like, okay, rephrase it then. Would you then agree or be accurate to say stereotypically men view black women as more aggressive than everyone else? Like, if you could put them in a list, they would be the top list when it comes to the aggressive women.
You know,
I don't know, man.
I don't know how other.
I'm fucking Latin, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how other races.
Latinas are like a thing.
But you know,
so
fair. You were in the valley. You didn't really like. I understand. I've been to the valley. I grew up in Atlanta, bro. Like, I went John. Yeah. Like, I've seen him around.
I think I can only speak for as a black guy, but as a black guy, we view them as actually more. They have more common sense. That's how we view them, and so most, and I'm not saying guys dating out their race are doing it because of that, but it's almost because I guess of that perceived aggressive nature, they're more keen to, and it just may be as black men, they're more keen to stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying? Same as it would be in any other culture. So I could just say as a black guy, I've always viewed them as, they're just a little bit more hip to the nuances of the things that I might do versus what a white girl is or what a Hispanic girl is, because she just literally didn't grow up how I grew up, or, you know, small things like lingo, just small tells and stuff like that. So it was never really like a class thing. It was more of
well, I guess
the only reason I say that is because, dude, my family's from Nigeria, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't speak too much to what my mom has seen, but she's seen it. But my mom also knows how to eat, where the fork goes, where the knife goes. Because even in Nigeria, even if you're living in the worst of the worst stuff, it was a British colony. You grow up speaking the Queen's English. So you're already bilingual growing up. So what you call classy or what you call ratchet is what then? You know what I'm saying?
Your mom's very classy. Like, I go to church,
clean,
so
like
she
doesn't
up.
even. You can't even. A shoe cannot be upside down.
But when it's time for her to be aggressive, man, your mom can be scary.
Exactly. So it's just like, I don't get where.
My point was, what I was trying to ask or get to was, Myron obviously, I think, would associate a majority of black women as masculine type women, leading women.
Okay.
And because he has that opinion, he himself, and he says this on the podcast several times, he doesn't like masculine women, which is fine. The issue here is he associates all black women as being masculine, so he doesn't like black women. So my question is, if you came across a feminine black woman, would you still like her?
If he came across a black woman that he doesn't think would catch on to his shit, because this is the thing, the woman don't even have to be right. Just be on his shit all the time until she crack him. If he really bullshitting, she gonna crack. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, see how the energy was with the girl? I know you mean. Immediately she identified something that triggered him, and found the button
Something
and
address.
chilled. And
And then
Boom.
she capitalized on the something to
Boom.
address.
So like,
But the problem, this is different with women, and I'm not trying to, not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I've noticed this different with women is when women notice something to address,
oh, they love
they
it.
poke it.
No, they love it.
They just start poking it.
They love it.
Well, that's why I thought like she had a lot of finesse, like, cause she just
Oh man.
she found the weak point and she was
I
like,
agree.
oh, poke, and even like when he challenged her, she didn't rebuttal with like, you want to go, bro? You
Mm-mm.
want to go right now? Like she didn't do that. She
She
was
just
just
kept
like,
saying,
dude,
"You're
you're a
mean."
grown ass man. Sit down. And immediately like he was just like puckered and looked at Walt and was like,
Yeah.
Walt, come on. And that's kind of the thing, man. I feel like that was feminine what she did, and she combated him in a feminine way, and he backed down from it. And that's actually why I think I said what I said, where I was just like, man, like you were weak in that moment.
100%. She triggered him.
Yeah,
She
honestly, I
tried to
think, and
push
that's
him.
yeah, I would agree with Doc. I think that was a very, that was an aggressive thing she did or a masculine thing she did. I think if anything, that was a aggressive feminine thing she did, if that's the way to call it. Like she noticed something and she called out, "You're not being a man right now. I'm gonna point out how you're not, in my opinion, being a man." And I agree with you. Like
Yeah,
that was
she
very
called him a little
boyish.
boy
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, no, literally, or not a man, but you're just not being a grown up.
Mhm.
And I agree. Like really, like this is the battle you want to fight.
Yeah, I don't think they're, honestly speaking, I don't think they're, to answer the question, I don't think they're racist. But just
I don't think
doing
they're
shit
racist
like
either,
this,
honestly. I
but
just think it
doing
was
shit
poor
like
choice of
that,
words.
yeah,
To be
you're-
fair, I generally do think that. It was just a poor choice of
But
words.
you it just means more when it comes from,
You got to be more well thought out, in my opinion. Your whole stick is y'all are trying to help men grow, men better men, all that stuff. Like you're trying to be men help growth channel, dating channel, blah blah blah. If that's true, like maybe this is my bias and whatever, but you just gotta be well spoken because the problem is like some of these things y'all
my
say.
boy Ethan, you dig it? I mean, my boy, am I allowed to say his name?
Yeah, you said it before. Merc and Frog, just say
Okay.
Jamie. I guess I don't know.
My boy Jamie.
I love dark women. All right, anything else to say? Let's move on. The quick shout
Well,
out.
I mean, I think like he is eloquent and he's, he's got points and stuff like that. Y'all hear that bell? It's my cat scratching herself. But yeah, like he makes points and stuff, and that's actually initially why like I listened to a few of the podcasts and stuff. I just think the environment that they set up
Oof.
is betraying whatever their messaging is. Because it ends up falling down to like how to conquer materialistic women, and it always just circles around that drain. And like any kind of like forward progress thinking of like, oh well, this is the modern man and this is modernity, it always goes back to, but then this is how you get bitches. And then it's just like, cool, like we regress, or we stay just circling this drain.
Yeah, I completely agree. Exactly. That's why I don't see this as growth. I see this as stagnation, in my opinion.
Also, another
This is not
opinion.
making men better.
Another opinion. I think that's the first time they probably had a woman in there that money wise, monetary wise, was actually probably on their level, if not more. I think then if you,
I don't know how successful Black Asian is, but I would that makes sense to me.
but you get what I'm saying?
That's something I was thinking too.
So
Like
she
she might
didn't
have
need
her
the
own
clout.
personality that's strong enough.
Yeah.
She didn't need the clout. She wasn't getting any money for doing this. Like she's not gonna do anything for it. So she identified somebody, maybe even in the same tax bracket, but because she's in that same, I'm talking about money or class, she's probably like, oh,
If
you're just a mean guy.
if Myron wasn't, and in my opinion, he definitely wasn't emotional situation. If Myron wasn't emotional in that situation, he could have used this as a talking point to say, this is why women, when they reach a certain tax bracket, their options get lower because me being a part of this tax bracket would not date her because of X, Y, and Z, masculinity, aggressive, blah, 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 blah. Like that could have been a talking point for him to potentially use against her. But he wasn't tactful and he bit the bait pretty much. Like she baited him.
You don't get to say you don't get to say I'm mean.
Have you ever been to the hood? Yeah, I've been to the hood.
I was born in Ebbetsfield Projects in Brooklyn.
Yo, thanks for making it to the end. We really appreciate it and hope you all enjoyed the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell to get notified when we post our clips.
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastFDT. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are all fake deep thinking. Check us out, please.
FDT. Peace, y'all.
Peace.